What's good, YouTube? And welcome to an extra thick market watch. I have so many tabs open, I'm going to try to keep it in a timely manner, but the metagame is going crazy, and I have so many tabs on Tearlament alone. The OCG just hit them heavy on the ban list. There's still that Copium tier best deck, and I agree, there are so many different levels to this deck, and it's so interesting, but the money is really speaking on the market of how people are approaching this deck, even with the OCG list going. So, Primeval Planet, we covered this a couple times as it skyrocketed, now near a $40 card. Power of the Elements not getting its needed reprints, and it's at $38, $39. I still would suspect that Konami's likely to do a reprint cycle up ahead in the spring reprint set that they usually do, but right now even reprint fears are subsiding for people as Maze of Millennia has been announced, and there's not too many mentions of reprints, as well as it being a world premiere set. Now, they do still reprint some star cards in world premiere sets, but last time they went more ahead, like Guardian Chimera and that kind of stuff in this set, and if they are doing a spring reprint set, they might just skip over Pod again and get people even hungrier for the cards. But that is all speculation, and you do have to kind of wonder what Konami's going to do direction-wise with these kind of sets, and what will the theme of a spring reprint set be, should we be getting one, which I would think we would. But also in Tearlaments, Beast King of the Swamps for the Revolution Synchron. Yeah, that level 4 mattering so much, that's why it's up there instead of King of the Swamp for now. If you're playing Revolution Synchron, you're going with this, and all of its printings are ancient. We're talking gold 4, Tournament Pack 5 and Tournament Pack 1. Not the most accessible card in the world, so this is spiking because of that. But I do love it in Yu-Gi-Oh! Interactions, where like old cards become relevant for things like levels, or Vanilla's back in the day for Dino Rabbit, that sort of stuff. It does get me geeking out a bit. Tearlament's Rhino Heart is also going up. The Ultra spiking pretty much double here. You could get it for $250 unlimited a bit ago. Now first editions are up towards $5, and the unlims are starting more towards $450 here, and quickly $5 as well. So be aware, even the base version of this is up, but also people spending towards max rarity, which tells me people are really believing in the deck when they start spending on max rarity. You could get this for $18 not too long ago, now more so towards $20 to $21 lowest on the ultimate rare. There's another one later in Market Watch where it's like the ultimate's not moving all that much versus the secret, so this makes it interesting to me. Head-to-Head Battles has a new collab with Kraus Arts. I love Kraus's work. My emotes are done by him, and I love the laughing Luffy here with the tunes, because that comparison was made so much when Gear 5 was out there. Like, oh, Toon Monster's in Yu-Gi-Oh! He's basically a Toon Monster. Code What's Good 5 for 5% off, and support the channel directly will work, and it's free shipping on any orders USA only over $100. So, again, you can get this collab a little bit cheaper, support my channel and theirs on this awesome artwork. They're doing binders, they're doing sleeves, as well as I think an exclusive field center to this set, if I'm not mistaken, if you're doing the big bundle. I really love Kraus's work with Toon stuff though. And yeah, we're still on Tearlaments, by the way, in Market Watch. I told you I had a lot of tabs, I was not exaggerating. Tearlaments Cash Tira is play thickums in the deck, and it is up to match that price. Oh my gosh, above $20 for this ultra rare out of Photon Hypernova. Again, whenever I was talking tins, what did I say? It would be the support that is not reprinted that would be skyrocketing with the decks that people want to go for. Also, Hellshadol Hollow here is going up for those decks, and you can see it out. It goes from the past 1 up towards $3, even towards $4 quickly, with a ton of sales rates for this pretty old card. You can see people are buying quite a few each day. Shadol Fusion Secret Rare has also been going up over time. You can either play 1 mained or 3 in the side, depending on the variant that you are playing. And yeah, up towards $5. Pretty solid here again for this card. This is one I just don't like underestimating. Every time I see it towards $1 or $2, I'm like, why don't you just have a playset of this version of Shadol Fusion? It looks so nice. Also, Black Feather Dark Rage Dragon is up, and this is apparently some OCG copium. It hasn't gotten results in the TCG according to my Discord, but when you read it, it is interesting. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Once per turn, when you take damage from an attack or a card effect, you can send up to 5 cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard. Then, if any monsters were sent to the graveyard by this effect, this gains 400 attack. So you get to mill, and you use Zephyros in order to actually trigger it within the deck, which fits in with it pretty well. You see where this is going? You're able to mill extra, but apparently result-wise versus price-wise, it's not doing the best, but a lot of people are theorying with it, and it's up there towards $11, $12. My Discord noticed something interesting with Sinful Spoils here, and this is also apparently some kind of Tearlament tech. I'm not quite sure, haven't seen it in action, but it is notable that the quarter century rare is getting a lot of buys and going up in price. Target one face-up monster on the field, place it face-up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. You can only activate one per turn. Let me know what you're using this in, if it is with Tearlament, if that's where it goes. $50 though, when it was going 37 pretty consistently for a while there, is a little eyebrow raising for this card, but it's kind of easy to make quarter century rares disappear, as for stuff like Duelist Nexus, unlike the 10s, that's still 1 out of every 8.3 cases to see a specific quarter century rare like Sinful Spoils here. Then Sprite Blue, this is what I was talking about. While the ultimate rare has gone up a little bit relative to things, the secret rare is what's really been spiking post-list, to where the secrets near the ulti, once again, and I've pointed this out multiple times, this is $26 for a secret and $29 to $30 for an ultimate rare. That gap is like screaming to back in the day differences where ultimate rares just didn't matter to people. Like Construct Ultimate Rare first edition during DUEA was like $30, where the Ultra was $26 when people just wanted access to the card. So I have heard the conversation that, well, the quality control is not that great, so buying blind online and getting a bad texture one versus a good texture one, especially EU, is what people are afraid of and not going necessarily online picks. Heck, you can even kind of see scratch lines and stuff on here with the picture from TCG players. So that is a bit understandable, like Ghosts from the Past too, why people don't want to just buy those Ghosts online because of the quality control issues, right? So I do understand that, but for $4 more, I think I'd still roll the dice and get an ultimate rare over a secret rare personally. But let me know in the comment section down below, if you are getting Sprite Blues and there's the secret and ulti in these prices, why you went for which one. Pressured Planet also up for cash. Look at the spike post banlist, and it is continuing to go up here. The pressure's really on the price towards $27 to $28 here for this card. Again, like I said, the stuff that didn't get reprinted was what would go up, but also people had a lot of banlist fears and really held back there. Sun Avalon Dryas, I've seen a lot of arguments over Plant's place in the format. I think they're pretty good, but man, is this a huge spike on this, towards $10+ for this ultra rare out of Ghosts from the Past. So many stonks out of those sets. I'd start looking at some Ghosts from the Past 2 bulk and maybe making some decisions if I were you on what I wouldn't be selling as bulk so much. Structured deck Crimson King is an interesting one. Now, if you have this weird term called friends, you can actually go in together on the 8-pack of these and get them under $10 a piece still. You see that $73 shipped is real nice, and you can split 3 with one person, 3 with another. Oh, I only need 2 over here, or even, together, that sort of stuff, because you'd be getting a full extra structure deck with just 2 people, right, versus ordering them here. However, there's other ways to do it. Go to your LGS, see if they have LARP promos. Get yourself these at $11 a piece and get a LARP promo if they're not juicing. Now, I know some locals do tend to juice on that stuff. If you have one of those, I understand shopping elsewhere. Not sponsored at all. I start to look around during times like these. $12 is just a little bit cheaper than TCG Player, not a ton, but it's over there on Best Buy, and there will be Black Friday deals and stuff for places that don't sell out of this. But this is a, pun intended, hot structure deck, and people are really after the strategy, and it is really warping the market as well. So be aware. The first best deal is probably to get together with some friends and split up a bigger order on TCG Player using that link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra. Support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Then your LGS, then places like Best Buy or secondhand online places. Supe Duskwalker is up for this deck, and even the common is spiking. It's that all needed, I believe it's a level 6 to 4. It's 5 or 6. It's one of the, it is a level 5, my bad. And when it comes to the deck, it is very, very good for the deck. And then you also have Bestial Dispater it's good in so many decks, but it's also spiking because of this is what I've left out of it on past market watches. So when it comes to this card, it has even more reasons to be around and good in other decks. Then we have Void Ogre Dragon, a blast from the past for Infernity players. It's getting a little bit of attention, and you can see that spike is so heavy, where even the first page doesn't have near mints. But market price 5 here. Let's actually find the lowest near mints. I know live editing done cheap here on Market Watch, a little sloppy towards the end. Wow, $15-14 lowest right now. Are there actually sales? But everybody's settling. It looks like light play. Near mint at 19. Ooh, 15. That is not great. So yeah, Void Ogre Dragon Secret Rares really went crazy. And your only other option is an OTS pack common, but that's $1 and I'd probably settle for that personally. Then finally, there's a lot of Ice Barrier hype going around, not just Medallion. And one that I wanted to point out was Medium of the Ice Barrier, where the DT's spiking a lot. This has an overhype history, so be aware people might be buying in early to try to hype it later. It is a decent card if your opponent controls at least 4 or more cards than you do, especially some of this card from your hand. Your opponent can only activate 1 spell or trap card per turn. So Shogun Shian effect, the old school one, with this card is interesting, and it's able to get itself out of hands at times. But be aware, people might be trying to quote-unquote invest in this now, more so to spike it later, especially for its on-paper hype versus execution, but we'll see where Ice Barriers end up in actual gameplay and support. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Hopefully I kept that in a timely manner. I tried to really speed through it. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, the meta and future OCG stuff really laying into the market during this time, more than I even expected. We're in the winterish market, fall really, but winter usually cools down, and it'll be interesting to see what reprint sets get announced when and what direction they'll be.